This video is an introduction to some of the capabilities of Basys, QED's actuarial software solution. We will start by modeling a simple term assurance from scratch and determining an appropriate set of premium rates for this term assurance. Later on in the video, we will show how easy it is to take this product we have modeled and perform a variety of additional runs on it. At this point, it is useful to know that Basys has three core sections: the parameter file, where we build our model and assumptions; the data editor, where we import and store policyholder information; and then the control file, the central hub of Basys, where we bring all the information together and specify the types of runs we want to do and the results that we require. To begin the modeling, we need to construct a parameter file. We start by choosing a unique identifier for this product, the product type, which in this case will be a term assurance, and then we also have the option to add a brief description to the product. For our premium rating exercise, we will need to set up our best estimate assumptions, as well as our reserving assumptions. For the assumption set, we will focus on interest and inflation, expenses, commission, mortality, and withdrawals. Navigating to the Best Estimate Assumptions tab, we can start entering our assumptions. Basys can use either a yield curve or a single rate to represent interest, inflation, and the risk discount rate. For this example, we will use a pre-constructed yield curve for both inflation and interest, and then a flat 15% for the risk discount rate. Initial and renewal expenses can be entered as an absolute rate per policy, or as a percentage of premium received. We will use an initial expense of $500 per policy and renewal expenses of $100 per policy per annum. Moving on to commission, we will use a 20% initial commission and 5% renewal commission for years 2 to 5. Benefit structure and probabilities of occurrence can be modeled under mortality and other decrements. Basys allows you to name the benefit for easy referencing output files, and you can also specify the benefit type for useful summarizing in the results, particularly when it comes to statutory reporting. Multiple benefits can be modeled for each product, and each can be specified as either mortality, morbidity, or longevity. In this case, we will be using the standard Kenyan mortality tables for our death decrement of the term assurance product. Multiplicative, additive, and other adjustments can be made to the tables if necessary. We will set the withdrawal assumptions to 30% in the first year, 20% in the second year, and then 15% from year 3 onwards. Withdrawal tables are also available that vary the withdrawal rates by age. Various other aspects can be adjusted under the Cover tab, including cashback benefits, joint life status, and return of premium benefits, but we will just leave it on the defaults. Moving on to our reserving basis and the addition of margins. Margins for the reserving basis can be applied to best estimate assumptions using the margin calculator. Statutory margins for Kenya and South Africa are pre-coded into Basys, but it is easy enough to update for other regimes. Discretionary margins can also be added where additional prudence is required. You can see that the reserving assumptions are set to default values before any margins have been applied. And once we go back and click the Apply Margin icon to apply the margins that you have selected, the reserving assumptions have been updated to reflect the margins. With our reserving and best estimate assumption set, we need to specify a few more items before Basys will be able to give us our premium rates. These include specifying a profit criterion and the model points, and can be found under the Premium Rating tab. Under the Model Points tab, we will specify that we want rates for ages 35 to 45, males and females, and terms of 5 to 10 years. We want to include a profit loading of a net present value as a percentage of the present value of premiums of 5%. With a few details of the premium rating finalized, we can then save the parameter file, which will be pulled through to the control file in a moment. To perform the premium rating, we need to create and complete the necessary sections of the control file. selecting the parameter file that we created, and specifying the output location. We will call it premium rating. We then input a valuation date and select premium rating as the valuation type before clicking the Run button. This particular run will take approximately 10 seconds to complete before showing us a summary of the run. No errors were picked up during the premium rating, so we can proceed to check the output that Basys has produced. Clicking on the icon on the far right-hand side of the output path will take you to a spreadsheet view of the output. In this case, the premium rates for males and females aged 35 to 45, with terms varying from 5 to 10 years. The rates shown are per 10,000 benefit, which can be changed in the parameter file as necessary. It may be quite easy to get lost in the process that we have just gone through, especially for anyone that is new to this software. So we have created a variety of wizards to help you. The wizards will show you the steps that need to be followed and take you to the appropriate sections in Basys at the click of a button. We have priced our product and put it into the market. It's now a year later and we need to perform a valuation on the book. For this process, we need to import our policy data into Basys. This can be done from text files, or, as in our case, highlighting the data in Excel, copying, and then hitting the paste button in Basys. 20,000 lines will take a few seconds to copy across, and once it has, we can save the data to be used in the control file. Heading over to the control file, we can link to the data that we have just created. For the valuation, we will use the same parameter file as for the premium rating, but in reality, we would need to update our assumption set for our latest expectations. We can then change the output path, valuation date, and valuation type as necessary, and hit the Run button. Basys allows you to track the progress of the run, and the summarizing of the results that we will see in a moment. Basys is a parameter-driven system that also benefits from the flexibility of coding systems. "90% of the features available in most products can be modeled through standard functionality and the parameters shown in Basys. The main reason for this is to make it easier for first-time users to get used to the software, as well as quick and efficient coding of products for the more experienced users. Basys then also has a powerful coding section that can take care of the other 10% or more unique features in the market. The user interface was also designed to try and ensure that the user always knows where they are and make sure they can navigate quickly to an appropriate section. Once the run has finalized, and if there are no fatal errors, we can open the output file for the valuation in the same way as for the premium rating. For valuation runs, a .sum will provide a summary of the results that are required, including the various reserves, present values of the key cash flows, and a summary of the data. If we wanted to calculate the embedded value or produce a set of projected accounts, it is as easy as changing the valuation type and changing the output path to ensure that we don't overwrite previous runs, and then hitting the Run button. The coding behind Basys is done to perform the runs as quick as possible and will take advantage of multiple cores on a PC where available. Model accounts, however, do take slightly longer to run, as Basys projects the best estimate assumptions and then does a full recalculation of the reserves at each projection period in the future. The summary file from this run will give us the value of in-force, which is one of the components of the EV calculation. It will also summarize the reserves and values of the best estimate cash flows in a similar format to the GPV summary file. The main output from a model accounts run is the set of projected accounts, and these can be viewed in the same spreadsheet format. The projected accounts will show you the projected yearly or monthly cash flows for your balance sheet and income statement. For our final step in the video, we can now take this one step further with the same process as before and work on calculating values for our capital requirements model. This can be done with a few simple changes to the control file. Basys has a pre-specified run for the South African and Kenyan markets, whose values can be adapted for a variety of other markets and needs. These runs perform multiple shocks on the various assumptions and output the appropriate reserves for input into the capital models, all at the click of a button. We believe Basys offers a unique actuarial software solution with the main aim of being able to perform everyday actuarial tasks quickly and efficiently. A variety of tasks can be performed using the same core models and data. During this video, we were able to design and price a product, run a valuation, create a set of projected accounts, and run the capital shocks for 20,000 policies, all in real time. Thank you for your time, and we hope to hear from you soon. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact QED via any of the following means.